What is up, gamers? Alright, I'm back with a brand new update. So, what have I got cooking? First of all, I recently finished playing through Trails Through Daybreak, and I've completed all of the footage, and I have all the thumbnails ready. That will come out after Nayuta, which will come out after Reverie is finished, which is, I think, barely a quarter done. But this time, I only covered boss battles that are at the end of every chapter, rather than every single boss. And I also decided to just play through the game on normal difficulty. That way, there were not as many resets or reshoots. Yeah, just for sanity's sake, I just made it as clean of a playthrough as possible and not having to record every single fight, because that got tedious and I was like, hell no, never again. So I guess I'll just talk about the game real quick. So, I liked it. I didn't hate it or anything like that, but coming off of like Trails into Reverie and the whole Cold Steel saga, and even playing, I think it was Zero and Azure, it definitely felt a little lacking. I get that it was the beginning of a new saga, so they kind of reset the power level, because you're starting with like level 5 characters as opposed to like, Cold Steel 4, you start the game with like, I think like level 70 or something like that. You're pretty well into the game at that point. So I'm not too down on that, because they kind of do that with every new arc, but there was just something about the game. It felt like there was a lot less substance compared to the previous entries. Like, the map felt a little smaller. The region that Daybreak takes place in, Calvard, even though it's like roughly the same size as Erebonia, which Cold Steel 1 through 4 take place in, it felt a lot smaller. Like, it was weird. And you pretty much go to the entire place in like just one game, which is wild, because in like Cold Steel 1 and 2, you only really go to the eastern side of Erebonia, and then 3 and 4 is like about the western side. So really, it's like it took 2 games just to do like half of the country, and then another 2 for the other half. But this one, even though the area is the same size, it took only 1 game to like cover all the areas. So it feels like, I don't know, something's just missing. It's hard to really put into words. In the previous games, you would have to, you'd get like bonuses and rewards for getting like every enemy encounter logged in your enemies part of your notebook, or to collect like every treasure chest you get a special reward, like a really good exclusive quartz item. Or if you cooked every recipe, you'd get a really cool reward for that. Or if you did all the side quests, you get a cool reward for that. But there really weren't as many things like that. Like, it kind of felt like a letdown. The other thing I didn't really like was, I don't know if it's the script in general or the translation. It just, like, I did not really care for the translation. Like, they used way more like profanity. I wasn't really feeling that. I'm not a big fan of the NIS translation. I liked Xseed a lot better. On top of that, I guess I'll talk about the actual biggest issue for me in terms of the gameplay, is they completely changed the combat from how it had been for like, I think, the past 10 games. So for like every other Kiseki or Trails F game, in the battle system, you would have like this turn order thing on the left side of the screen, and it would show like every single character's, order of actions, right? And there would be these little bonus tiles right next to a character's face showing like a special effect that would happen on their turn. So sometimes you could like hit a tile that has HP recovery, or you could get one that gives you a guaranteed critical. Now, where this really becomes fun and tactical is that there's these like ultimate moves called S-crafts, and you can activate them at any time by doing an S-break, and it will interrupt whatever turn it is, and you will take that turn instead. So say you have like a S-craft that's like a big AoE, destroy everyone on the map for massive damage move. Well, if your enemy has like a critical and you want to steal that and make your attack have a critical hit, you can do that, and it's really cool. It's very tactical. I love it. They changed it for whatever reason. They made it so now each team has their own timeline, and the only way to steal effects is you have to stun the enemy. It very, very rarely comes into play. During normal battles, it sometimes happens now and again, but like it's not consistent enough during boss battles to matter, which is the situation where you would really want to steal a critical hit, because if a boss gets a critical hit, they're probably going to kill at least one character, or or if they happen to critical hit on their S-Craft, they're probably just gonna wipe out your party, which sucks. I've had that happen quite a few times and it's awful. So I really don't like that. The other thing they changed was they just made S-Crafts way worse. So you have this thing called like a boost gauge. You get like these three like boost gauge uses, and to use an S-Craft you need to consume 2 of your boosts, and then every time you use an S-Craft you increase your maximum boost capacity for that battle. It makes it so at the beginning of a fight you can't really spam the S-Crafts, but as the fight goes on you have more boosts so you can chain them a lot easier. It just sucks because there's some situations where it's like, oh man, I got a critical coming up, I'm gonna use my S-Craft, so I hit the trigger button to pull up the S-Craft thing, and then I see it's like blanked out and I'm like, what? I have 100 craft points, I should be able to do this. And then I see the boosts and it's like, oh, I have like barely a quarter boost at all. And it just feels so stupid because like for the past 10 games, as long as you had 100 or more craft point on a character, you could just use it no problem. You didn't have to go through this boost rigmarole, you didn't have to like appease the game's rules. They just changed the rules for no reason, I feel like it, just to be different. And I feel like they really made it worse. But it doesn't make the game unplayable, but I would say compared to the previous entries, it is for sure inferior. Alright, and then in other news, the next game that I'm going to be streaming will be Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen on PS4. That'll be whenever I finish Saga Frontier, I'll do that one, and then after Dragon's Dogma I'll hold another poll and you guys can decide whatever. I have a couple baby games in mind. I think my schedule is going to be Thursday, kind of like 5 to 7, and then I might do Saturday evenings. It depends. I'm not sure what my schedule is yet. I know Thursdays are probably good. I'll try and go like 1 or 2 a week. And what else? Oh yeah, okay. So I think I mentioned a long time ago I had a video series that I wanted to do, and I'm actually going to be just uploading that this coming Monday. So that's going to be pretty cool. This has actually been something I've recorded like 3 years ago and I just didn't feel like uploading it, and I was thinking about it last night. I was like, you know what the heck, I'll just do it. I don't care anymore, man. Like, whatever. If some of you get a kick out of it, that's cool. If nobody watches it, I don't really care either. This is just like me messing around, recording video games I like, and talking about card games. Speaking of which, card games, there's a Duel Masters video. It's coming. I am literally like 99% finished with it. I got the video edited, I have the little card descriptions done. I'm just waiting on a friend of mine. He said he was going to touch up the audio for me, and I was like, yeah, go ahead, but he's been busy with some stuff, working on a very important project, but I'm not going to say any more about that. There's something kind of on the way, but I'm not 100% sure when it'll come, but hopefully I want it to at least drop by like January. And the Yu-Gi-Oh! Cube update, that is coming, believe it or not. It's on its way. I have almost all the cards. I just need like a few more and then we're good to go. And what else? Man, I don't know. Hopefully you guys are doing good. I've been working on sort of a personal project offline. If you guys know anything about me and like what I'm into and what I like to do, you should probably be able to figure out what it is. As for the people who know me personally, I'm pretty sure I've talked about this and even like showed some of you guys like the thing I'm working on. It's pretty neat. Like I had to learn some like new skills, and you know, it was very interesting experience, sort of learning how to work with like all those softwares and programs and sort of like stuff like that. I'm trying to be vague on purpose, but yeah, Trails Through Daybreak, 7 out of 10. Later. Have a totally nice day.